Hello, you're joining me on Saturday's run. So this is the first sort of long run, I suppose. My class is a long run, sort of anything over half marathon distance. So I'm doing just over 13 miles today. It's the first long run for quite a while actually, probably a couple of weeks since I've had this bug before Christmas. So yeah, finally sort of got up to the back end of that and looking forward to sort of building my mileage up a little bit more because I'll be doing more running and obviously hitting some sessions, so working on my speed. Now it's time for my weekly training roundup. So going on to Wednesday, skipping straight to Wednesday, as Monday and Tuesday were just write off, so I wasn't feeling well enough to run. I didn't really get out of bed on Monday, and Tuesday was my first day back at work. Still feeling quite under the weather, so I didn't run on Tuesday. So kicking off with Wednesday, that was 6 miles at lunchtime with Andy. Did it around 7:30-minute mile pace, which is his Ashby pace. He wants to run Ashby 20 at in March time. Then Thursday evening, ran an easy 10k with Robbie and Steve. So we met up and did around 8-minute miling for that 10k. Moving on to Friday, that was my steady run of a week with Sam. Probably a little bit harder than usual as I was just coming back from feeling unwell, so 10 miles at sort of 7-minute flats I found quite difficult that evening. But it was a good run to get that steady, quicker run in, as I'd just been easy miling for the last couple of weeks really. I then moving into the weekend, so I didn't park run at the weekend. I chose to get a little bit more mileage in. Wanted to get somewhere between sort of 40 to 50 miles for the week. So Saturday I did a solo long run. It was nearly 14 miles at about 7:45 a mile. The clips in there were from the route that I did around sort of the outskirts of Burton-on-Trent. So that felt fine on Saturday. It was nice to get over the half marathon barrier because I hadn't done that in a while. I then ran on Sunday and did 11 miles at the Cloud Trail, which is a great place to run over in Leicestershire. It's a sort of a flat, disused railway where you can use it for a lot of sessions and for long runs. But yeah, we did 11 miles at 7:30 a mile. That was with Robbie and Steve. So all in all, rounding up that week, I'm a bit disappointed to miss the first couple of days of the week, but from Wednesday onwards it was a bit of a recovery of the training week really. Did nearly manage to get up to 50 miles. I think I ended up on about 47 miles in the end, so quite happy with that. And I'll look forward to discussing a few goals for 2023. Just a quick chat on goals for 2023. So the 3 main goals that I'm going to set myself in terms of distances and time goals are for 3 distances. 2 which I got PBs in 2022, but 1 that I didn't quite manage to get that PB. So no guessing for the first one, which will be the same goal as I had last year, and that is to get down underneath 120 for the half marathon. I think this one's important because it is an area that's probably limiting me for my full marathon. That if I can't run a half marathon under 120, I'm probably struggling to get under that 250 goal that I want to achieve for the marathon eventually. So that's one that I think I sort of had within my grasp at the end of last year, fitness wise. I just didn't really pick the right course or have the right timing to sneak under that 120. So I have got 2 opportunities in January to do this, but I think I might be a bit early fitness wise. I've got an opportunity next weekend at the Helsby Half Marathon, the Four Villages Half in Cheshire, but as it's quite an undulating course, it's probably not a course that I can go for a PB on, one that I can just have a good effort and show where my fitness is at that stage of a year. Then the following week in Spain, I'm doing the Santa Pola Half Marathon. Got no idea on what the course will be like, but it should be fairly flat and fast. It'll be decent weather as well, so it might be an opportunity to try and get close to that 120 mark, although I don't know whether I'm in fitness wise the right sort of shape to run that. So I will be looking at targeting maybe a half or 2 later on in the year and I think I should be quite comfortable with the right training then to break under that 120 and maybe even take a little bit more off that time. So that was the half PB, my first, probably my main goal for the year. The other 2 are 5k and 10k. So I think these sort of go hand in hand with each other. I'll be doing similar sort of training for them when I do choose to go into a block for maybe a month or so to focus on 5k and 10k times. So for the 5k, I've set the benchmark of 17:30 I want to break. I've currently got my PB at 17:57, which was set in the summer, but I do think I have progressed my fitness since then, and will be putting in some more work to try and lower this time down under 17:30 for the 5k. So the things I'll be doing in terms of training will be sort of those interval sessions are the main things to try and improve my speed over something like an 8 to 3 minute session would be ideal for something like this, where I'm getting practice in running at slightly faster than that 5k and 10k pace and having recoveries so that I can nearly run the whole sort of 5k or 10k distance within a session, but have that rest and recovery so that I can recover and hit those paces in the session. So the other one is my 10k PB. So I set a PB at Telford recently of 36:41 for the 10k, and I would like to try and eventually break that 36-minute mark. So it might be that I do Telford again in December of 2023, and then that's a good chance to try and get close or even break that 36-minute mark, because it is one of the fastest courses. And if I'm running well, if I come off the back of maybe an autumn marathon or a half marathon block within autumn, I should have that endurance there, the speed endurance to be able to get in the 10k distance. But I will set myself sort of a month to 6 weeks of sharpening and getting that speed there just before the 5k and 10k efforts there. So that rounds up my sort of goals for this year. Thanks a lot for listening and the support on the channel. I'll be back next week with the training update.